Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, dear students. Today is our third lecture of corporate finance. Today we will just discuss the business environment, the forms of the business. You have studied the business environment in the different semesters in different subjects in the business finance. I hope you have studied the forms of the businesses in the introduction to business. That subject you also have studied the forms of the businesses. Now we only overview. It is included in your course outline. Today again we discuss the forms of the business environment. Let me start the business environment. In US there are four basic forms of business organizations. The first is sole proprietorship, the second is partnership, the third is corporations, and the fourth is limited liability companies or corporations, LLCs. It is also called LLCs. First, let me start with the sole proprietorship. You better know about the sole proprietorship. It is familiar to you. The business form in which there is only one owner. There is only one owner, the single owner, and this single owner has unlimited liability for all the debts of the organization, all the debts of the firm, all the debts of the company. Only the one person is liable for all the activities of the organization, all the debts of the organization. Oldest form of business organization. Business income is accounted for on the owner's personal income tax. It means that there is only one tax, that is called personal income tax. In the sole proprietorship, the owner is not going to pay tax twice, only pay tax once in the year. Once in the year. That is called personal income tax. There are some advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Advantages of sole proprietorship is simplicity. Simplicity means it is formulated, it is formatted, it is implemented or established simply. Simply means easily you can establish a sole proprietorship business. Low setup cost, quick setup, and single tax filing on individual form. It means that only once the tax is paid to the government in the year. There are some disadvantages of sole proprietorship. There is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means that every activity and every debt is on the behalf of owner, the behalf of single owner, single person. Hard to raise additional capital. You cannot raise any additional capital from the investors, from the stock, from the bonds. You cannot issue bonds because it is a very small size of business. Transfer of ownership difficulties. Transfer of ownership means you cannot easily sell out your all business to someone. Next is the partnership. Partnership is the business form in which there are two or more individuals act as owners. It simply you can say that the partnership is a business where there are more than one owner. More than one owners. So this is called partnership. Business income is again counted the partner's personal income tax. Again, same like the sole proprietorship. In the partnership, the owners will pay only once the tax in a year. In a year. There are types of partnership. There are a lot of types of partnership, but here we only discuss the general partnership and limited partnership. General partnership means unlimited partnership or unlimited liability partnership. All partners have unlimited liability and are liable for all obligations of the partnership. It means that when investors formulate a general partnership, all the owners are liable for all the activities and all the debts of the organization. Second is limited partnership. Limited partnership partners have limited liability to their capital contribution. to their capital contribution. Means that maybe one of the partner has 50% contribution to the business, and there are two others who have 25% contribution to the business. So the person who have 25%, they are limited to their contribution. The person who has 50%, he has more liability rather than other two partners. So at least one general partner is required, and all general partners have unlimited liabilities. There are some advantages of partnership. Can be simple, same like the sole proprietorship, low setup cost but higher than partnership, sole proprietorship, relatively quick setup, and limited liability for limited partners. The partners who are limited, there is limited liability for them. There are some disadvantages. Unlimited liability for the general partner. We said that there must be a general partner for the organization, for the business, and there is unlimited liability for general partner. Difficult to raise additional capital but easier than sole proprietorship. It means that it is large form of the business, there is difficulty but not as difficulty as sole proprietorship. Transfer of ownership difficulties is also a disadvantage of partnership. Next comes the corporation. Corporation, a business form legally separate from its owner. Legally separate from its owner means that the corporation, the organization where owners are not going to involve in the business activities, involved in the management decisions. Only the management, only the agents will do their obligations in the organization. It is an artificial entity that can own assets and incur liability only. Business income is accounted for on the income tax form of the corporation. It means that they will pay twice tax in the year. Once they will pay for the organization, then they will pay the owners according to the personal income tax. So they will pay twice tax in the organization. There are some advantages and disadvantages. Limited liability, it means that for the owners there is limited liability. Easy transfer of ownership, owner can easily transfer, easily sell his contribution to the business. Unlimited life, the organization will never end. Easier to raise large quantities of capital. You can easily issue stocks, you can easily issue bonds, you can easily raise fund for your organization. Disadvantages, double taxation. I told you that in corporations, organization pay twice the income tax in the year. More difficult to establish. It is most difficult to establish an organization. More expensive to set up and maintain. It is very difficult to maintain. Next is the fourth form of the business, that is limited liability company, LLC, a business form that provides its owners called members with corporate style limited personal liability and the federal tax treatment of a partnership. It is a combination of partnership and corporation. It is dual setup. Dual setup means it is taxation system is same like partnership. They will pay only one tax in the year, but the setup style is same like the corporation. Its formulation, its setup is very difficult. Business income is accounted for on each member's individual income tax form. It means that the owners will pay only the personal income tax. Organizations will never pay any tax to the government. Generally, an LLC will possess only the first two of the following four standards: corporation, CRS 6. Limited liability, centralized management system. Their system will be centralized. Centralized, you better know about the centralized, means that all the business decisions, all the management decisions will be on the hand of one person. Unlimited life means that same like organization, same like corporation, it will never end. Transfer of ownership without others owners prior consent is difficult. Any owner cannot transfer his contribution to another person without the consent of other partners. Advantages: there are there are some advantages related to the LLC. Limited liability, I told you before, there is limited liability to the business. Eliminate double taxation, this is also advantage for the LLC. No restriction on number or type of owners, there is no restriction. So same like the corporations, easier to raise additional capital. There are disadvantages: limited life generally, transfer of ownership difficulties generally it is life is limited generally, but not for all organizations. Transfer of ownership is also difficult to transfer is to the contribution of honor to another person without the prior consent or without the consent of other partners. Thank you so much. This was today's lecture. If you have any question, then please ask me through WhatsApp. Individually you can ask me, and by the group you can ask me for the any question related to today's topic. Thank you so much. Have a nice time.